Hello, YEG Gooner back again with another video. Sorry for not being able to upload one last week for the match week, but what I had is I was trying to get a stock pot of videos together so that I could start a new series, but what ended up happening is I weared myself out because this is my first couple of weeks doing this whole YouTube thing. Big out to all the content creators because it is a hard thing for you to balance, especially starting off work, family, and then doing this, which is like a hobby, is a side thing, and you know. But we give all glory to God. We give all glory to God for today. That game was it was tasty. But let's not talk on Arsenal right now. Let's talk on let's take a story from the Bible. Okay, let me give you a story from the Bible. Lot and his wife were told not to look back. They were leaving the city. God told them not to look back. We have three teams right now that are in a race between themselves at the moment. They have one team, Aston Villa, that plays all three teams. What all of these teams need to do is focus on each game at a time and not look back. You look back, you're gonna turn into a pillar of salt. You're gonna be left behind. Don't look back at what Villa are doing, which they're flying right now. They're back on full stride right now. Don't look back at what they're doing. Focus on game in, game out. Let the fans do all of that speculative stuff. Let us content creators make all of these narratives, make all these stories just for clicks and views. And then the players focus on each match day separate from what's going on. You get me? As usual, I'm gonna go from lukewarm to hot. Let's just get right into it. Liverpool got lucky, but you need luck. You need luck when you're in a title race. You need luck to be a champion, because the difference between these three teams is going to be mentality. It's going to be those little 1%ers. It's going to be the quality hidden in the individual players, but also the quality hidden in the management. And Jurgen Klopp bringing on Darwin Núñez and reserving his energy because he's injured later on, that's not luck. Jurgen Klopp being composed enough to leave Cody Gakpo on, even though he was stinking up the place, right? I would say that's not luck as well. It's tough given that, like, yes, the reason why there was a little bit more extra time than the 8 minutes is because of a head injury to one of the Nottingham Forest players, and then they didn't get the advantage from the drop ball. It was given right back to Liverpool. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's a mistake by the referee, who is now being ridiculed for it. But it's also a thing where, like, Hudson-Odoi is played for Chelsea. Like, he's got to get his head on properly, man, and clear that ball. Right? You got to clear that ball. These are the fine margins that create champions. These are the fine margins that's needed. Right? And there's some people creating a narrative saying that, okay, yeah, now what's happened at Spurs with Liverpool is now balanced with this. No, it has not balanced, because there's so much little factors to add up towards the Liverpool goal versus the Spurs one being not so much little factors removing a goal, but just one factor being incompetence. So I'm not saying that Liverpool has now gained the points that they lost. No, they deserved the points they got at Nottingham Forest, and this is what makes champions. This is what makes kings. This is the moments that crown you towards the end. This is really shaping up to be a real Hollywood story for Liverpool. Now, is this like? Because real talk, yeah, it's a Manchester derby, but like, this is still lukewarm. Let's be honest. Like, out of the three teams in the title race, the experienced sides, they didn't really do, like, in terms of performance, they didn't really do something that was like, wow, like, this is beautiful and whatnot. Yeah, obviously they City beat United 3-1, but like, let's be real, like, what's the difference between Manchester United and Sheffield United right now? Like, let's be real, what's the difference between the two sides? Like, obviously Manchester United have, like, I think they've lost 2 in 10, but each of those games that they won in, they're playing like, you know, Hull City back in the day when they had that ridiculous run, and it's like, wow, what Hull City are really doing inside. But it's like, they're not a good team. You know, they're not a good team. It's the same thing with United. The table don't lie. United are supposed to be where they're supposed to be, but they're so garbage. It's ridiculous. And it really highlighted a fall from grace and the switching of the guard. Let's not talk about 115. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the most corrupt team inside Premier League history, if not footballing history, if not all of sports history. Let's not talk about that. Let's remove all of those narratives of Man City. And let's just talk about the fact that I think this is them slaying the Giants. They have slayed Manchester United. I've claimed that Manchester is now blue. Manchester was red for so many years, and this is reaching on to 10 years of incompetence from the Glazers, which, to be honest, the narrative can change with what Sir Jim is starting to do, but at this point in time, Manchester is blue, and it will not slowly turn into purple and then slowly get to red in the next 2 to 3 years. Right now, without talking about narratives and charges and cheating and whatnot, let's just focus on the football, what's happening on the pitch. Manchester is blue. And Phil Foden, I know what, I'm going to do a video on this. I will do a video. Phil Foden and Saka, the Phil Foden Saka debate. I'm going to do a video on it just so I can put my piece in on it. But Phil Foden is look, I'm English. I live in Canada now. I am yeggooner because I live in Edmonton. But I'm English Nigerian or Nigerian English. And for me, those factors are always going to mean that Saka means a little bit more to me. But when it comes down to it, when you're looking at the full picture, like, Phil Foden is something special. We do have a real special generation of English players right now. And so with that, I'm going to transition to another special English player. A player that over the summer I was having sleepless nights. I really enjoy one of the main reasons why I started doing YouTube is because of me enjoying the talking about football and watching people debate and talk about football. And the Football Terrace was really crazy during the whole Rice saga, City and Arsenal going after Rice, and Arsenal fans, rival fans alike, were saying that Rice is the deciding factor for Arsenal. Rice is the player to move us from, okay, we're challenging, and was it an anomaly season or is it not an anomaly season? And regardless of if last season was an anomaly, right? Rice then it's like, okay, yeah, you anomaly season, you add Rice, and then it's going to continue to be a norm. And that is what he's done. I was watching the Footy Judge Mode this week, and I believe it was Sard. They had like an Arsenal panel talk, right? It was very level-headed. It was an amazing video, to be honest. And Sard was basically arguing and rebuttaling with Judge Moan, telling him that our midfield, the optimal midfield is Odegaard, Rice, and Partey. Partey came in, and Rice played that 8. And the rebuttal was, it doesn't make sense for Rice to play in the 8 because he doesn't have anything going forward. And there's been this narrative that Arteta doesn't improve players, which is a false narrative. In fact, that is, like, I've been saying that, okay, yeah, if Arteta doesn't get past Porto, he's out for me. I don't believe in him, right? But the one thing that I do believe Arteta is amazing at, he's really good at this. This is his elite thing, is his coaching. His coaching is elite. And he has developed Rice in this short space of time. Because for me, it takes longer than 1 year for you to start implementing structures for a new signing. And regardless if Rice had the set piece game in his locker or not, we did not see it until he stepped into Arsenal. He didn't get the chance to be on set pieces until he stepped into Arsenal. That's one facet. Regardless of if he had it in his locker or not, for him to be in these areas, because the goal he scored today was him places himself in a pocket of space inside that box. That pass that Saka made was beautiful. I super chatted to Judge Moore and told Northside, brother, like, Saka's vision is better, his passing is better. That isn't an example of a perfect laid pass into a dangerous area, and then Rice just, like, that first time finish was beautiful, which before he stepped into an Arsenal shirt, we did not see this before. And so I want to just give credit to Mikel Arteta for what he's been doing for this side, give him his flowers, because I did say, and I did have talked about Arteta out. Now, again, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm going to tell you right away, like, the Porto game for me still is the deciding factor, because this title race is so close, we might not get anything from it. Let's be real. The UCL, getting closer into the UCL, breaking down our previous barriers is important for experience. And so if we don't get anything this season, at least we get experience, so that next year it's going to be something better. But back on to Rice. Rice really and truly has been a signing of the season. People want to say Vicario. Vicario is amazing, but Rice is a signing of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at this particular point in time right now, both Rice and Havertz have been equal with Granit Xhaka's 14 GNA last season. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But both of them, if not, haven't surpassed it currently, but they're in their projection is going towards beating it. And this might not be the greatest title race in Premier League history, but for me currently, as an adult, it is the best title race I have witnessed as an adult. And the only thing I would say is that Arteta isn't as good as Klopp and Pep in terms of management style, but you gotta take your hats off to all three of these managers. They are really providing us with lots of different performances, lots of different game styles, and a real fight. It is March now, and I've been saying it. It is March now. This is where it starts to get sticky for real, for real, for real. Next week is the game where I predicted that decides the title. And I'm going to leave you guys all with this. If Liverpool win the title. If City beat Liverpool, then City, in my opinion, it doesn't decide them winning the title. Actually, if they beat Liverpool, it benefits Arsenal. The most beneficial result for Arsenal is a draw, but City beating Liverpool benefits Arsenal, because then if we're going to do anything at the Etihad, it does mean something. So in terms of City, obviously they would want to win that game, and obviously like them winning, obviously let's like really and truly is the best result for them. But neutrals, Liverpool fans, people that love football, people that are against the 115, they want a Liverpool win. Arsenal fans want a draw. And I think for the betterment of football, Liverpool should win. Let's be real. For the betterment of football, Liverpool should win. But if Liverpool win, like obviously they have to play Villa. But the problem is, in my personal opinion, Liverpool's run is the easiest. Not because the games are easier, but because of the fact that they've already gone through the shadow of the valley of death. They're already facing adversity right now. Beating City will give them so much that I don't see them dropping points for the rest of the games. And when they do drop points, it's probably when they're crowned champions. So I already said I predict that City are going to win that game. I don't want them to, but I predict City will win. But let's see what happens, man. Inside the comment section below, let me know, man. Who do you think is winning this league? Why do you think they're winning this league? This has been yeggooner. Thank you guys so much that have watched. Please like and subscribe if you want more. It really does help encourage and everything. But that's been me. Peace.